This is Kugan CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Delighted to be joined by Miss Shannon Courtenay, Miss Savannah Marshall, and Miss Chantelle Cameron. You are all misses, aren't you? None of yous are married, are you?
No.
That's been going on lockdown, but no weddings. No marriage proposals, unfortunately.
Why do you normally get them out of lockdown?
Well, yeah, well.
Savannah, do you normally get proposals out of lockdown?
Get a lot of
I don't know, some of the weird people on social media, doesn't surprise me. Shannon's had a few proposals, haven't you?
I've had none today so far, but it's only early, so.
So, all right, let's just have a little bit of an update on how... Are you right there, Chantelle?
I was stretching my leg, I got cramp. It isn't a perfect setting, but it will do.
Okay.
I'm still laughing that she's in her car.
Yeah, but I assumed you all to be at home. I didn't know you was going to be, like, out and about. Chantelle, have you found the last 3 months has been difficult?
To begin with, it was, but it's got easier because lockdown's eased now, ain't it? So it's not as bad. The first like, couple of weeks, that was horrible. Like thinking, oh bloody hell, I've got nowhere to train.
So, you, as in regards to training now, is it? I know a few people are kind of semi in the gym or have been in the gym, but how about yourself?
Yeah, I've been in the gym, so I've been training and stuff. But I ain't got a fight date, so I'm not going crazy. I'm just like ticking over, doing just working on a few bits and bobs.
And Savannah, you were meant to obviously feature on the Newcastle show, which would have been in April. What have you been told about that?
It got moved to June the 25th, and then now it's been put back till October. But not a lot, really. It's not set in stone what's going on, so I think even October is still in limbo for an audience.
But your next fight will definitely be for a world title.
I'm not too sure. I spoke to Peter the other day and he said that they're trying to get me out in September. So I'm not sure. Maybe out in September and then if all goes well, maybe the world title fight in October. But like I said, no one really knows what's going on. Because
of this little bit of a break, do you feel like it would probably benefit you just to get out before having that fight for the world title?
I would like to, yeah. But at the minute, I'm not really in a position to start saying, oh, I want a warm-up fight. I'd take any fight at the minute, even a 4-rounder.
Shannon, did you have 2 fights scheduled?
Yeah, 24th of April and 23rd of May.
Yeah, and obviously one of them was a pay-per-view show, so bit of a sickener for you, but...
Just a bit.
I'm assuming will fight at some point over the next couple of months. Eddie Hearn's talking about obviously you fighting Rachel Ball. So, any update on that?
Obviously, my name's been thrown around a little bit. I've got nothing to update you with, nothing to confirm. So we'll just see what happens. What's happening really? But obviously, my name's been said, and that's the opponent that's been named. So we'll see.
But that must have been frustrating for you. Kind of you 5-0, obviously, and you had 2 fights within nearly bang on a month of each other.
Yeah, within 4 weeks.
Yeah, so to kind of lose that, do you feel like you're going to be a little bit behind now?
If I was the only person in this position, then yeah, but the entire world's in this position. Every single boxer is in this position, so I'm only as behind as everyone else because we've all been affected by it. It's not just me, so I think that's the best thing any boxer can take from this right now is that the only people that this is probably affected quite badly is like the older boxers that probably were coming into like their last couple of years of their career, or they've now basically lost an entire year because of it. Someone who's only just starting out, and all 3 of us are all quite young, it won't affect us too much.
Chantelle, what have MTK said to you about getting out next then?
I was same as Shannon. I was on the same cards as Shannon. So,
oh yeah!
Yeah, I was on the same cards.
Yeah!
So I'm just waiting to hear now what's going on. I've got no idea.
So you were meant to be in Doncaster and also on the card at the O2?
Yeah, so I was boxing a warm-up fight, and then I was going into a big fight on the pay-per-view. But obviously not now.
So you've all been affected in one or two ways. What do we all think about this closed doors extravaganza that Hearn's attempting to pull off, which I'm assuming he will pull off, bar anything else kind of happening in the pandemic, but behind closed doors, yay or nay? Chantelle?
It don't bother me because like in the amateurs you had no crowd anyway. So for me, I'm not really that fussed. A fight's a fight, ain't it? Obviously it's not going to be the same with no crowd, but you're there to win anyway, so I just want to fight.
Savannah?
To box for a world title, I'd like it in front of a crowd. I watched the Top Rank show. Was that on Saturday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
And when Shakar won, he kind of stopped him, and it was just no clapping, no cheering. He just had to walk back to his corner. So it took the vibe away from it a bit.
Shannon?
If I had a big fight coming up, like say, for example, a world title, yeah, I'd obviously be gutted because it's not just the vibe of the crowd. You want all your friends and family there to witness you win something amazing or just for backup kind of thing. But I genuinely do think a fight's a fight. Once that bell's gone, it's only you and that opponent anyway. Like, as soon as the bell goes, I can't see anybody and I can't hear anything anyway. So it will make no odds to me. And I don't feel like you should need a crowd to boost you. You should just be ready to fight, whether it's Madison Square Garden or Eddie's back garden. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I suppose, yeah, if you're fighting for a world title in an ideal situation for you.
Of course, that would just be gutting, absolute gutting that would be.
I mean, Eddie's talking about putting Taylor Serrano on the Dylan White card, potentially. And obviously that's a huge fight, and that's not going to have a crowd there in August. But I suppose, Savannah, for you, that would be your first world title. Maybe it's a little bit different.
I suppose if I had the option, definitely a crowd. But if I had to wait till next year, you know, I'd do it without a crowd. Boxing in October, it had been a year since my last fight. So really, I don't want to be inactive for that long, but I think I could do, really.
Chantelle, you probably would have gone to that Taylor Serrano fight, wouldn't you?
In Manchester, yeah, probably. Gone and...
No, the one that's happening in August in Eddie's backyard, if that happens,
I wouldn't be able to go because Corona, would I?
That's what I'm saying, you're not going to be able to go, but otherwise you would have gone and dragged the winner out.
Yeah, just watch on TV.
What do we think about that fight between Taylor and Serrano?
I think it's a great fight. I think it's 50-50. I think Taylor will probably edge it, but it's such a good fight.
I actually hope it doesn't happen in the garden.
Right.
I don't want it to happen in Eddie's back garden because that's the biggest fight in women's boxing at the moment, and for that to not gain the audience and a massive show around it, and to head, because I think that should be a headline fight in my opinion. So for it to be in someone's back garden with no atmosphere, no crowd, I'd be a little bit gutted. I'd rather wait to see that in a big arena, to be honest, because it is the biggest women's fight around at the moment.
Savannah?
Yeah, definitely. At first, I was edging towards Amanda, but now I'm thinking Katie, because how can you come from featherweight, super featherweight, all the way up to lightweight and have that natural size? When I've seen videos of Amanda, she's still quite, like lean and it's not like she's big. I just think Katie would have the size over her, really, and the power.
Quite a few people I've spoke to are actually backing Serrano to win that fight. It's not a straightforward fight for Katie. That it's going to be a very difficult fight, but what a fight that is. You're right, that is the biggest fight that's out there at the moment. That's going to happen, rather. So
yeah.
And then Chantelle, you want your crack, didn't you?
On mandatory, so hopefully my mandatory is coming at super light first, so So I don't know what's going to happen with that, because obviously I'm taking the super light mandatory, and I don't know if I'm giving up my lightweight mandatory. I need to speak to MTK really to see like what's that, because I'm not a super lightweight fighter. I'm just doing it to get a world title. I prefer lightweight, but obviously if I'm going to go for the super lightweight, they're both WBC, so I don't know what that means for me. Like, do I give up my lightweight mandatory or what? So
Is Katie and Savannah at lightweight or super light?
No, lightweight.
Lightweight.
Yeah, but didn't Katie give up her WBC?
No, WBO or WBA. WBO, I think. So she gave
Yeah, she gave up WBO, didn't she?
Yeah, she vacated that.
Yeah.
This is really a question for all of you. Can answer this. Who's like the number one fighter in your weight that you're targeting right now? I'm not saying that's necessarily going to happen next. I'm just saying that's the number one fighter that you're targeting in your weight at some point over the next 18 months, shall we say. Savannah? Not necessarily in your weight, because I know obviously that's subjective as well. So, but just, you know, like the perfect opponent for you in the next 18 months.
Oh, I'd have to be Clarissa.
Did you say Clarissa? Yeah.
I'd have to say Clarissa. Yeah, 100%. I think that's the biggest fight out there for me. And if I wasn't looking at that within 18 months, then I'd be waiting about forever. So definitely, I'd say Clarissa.
Are you hopeful that next year you'll get that fight with her?
It was actually penciled into the end of this year.
Was it?
Yeah, the end of the year. Yeah.
Oh.
But obviously
No.
But obviously with me having 3 or 4 fights before then, but obviously that's not going to happen now because of the corona. So definitely next year.
Shannon?
To be honest with you, you know what I'm already going to say. I can say this in every interview. I only ever look at my next opponent. I don't sit here calling people out saying, this is what I'm looking at, because I think you should only focus on the job at hand. At the moment, the only fighter that's even crossing my radar is Rachel Ball.
Okay, that's a lovely answer, but that's not what
No, it's not me trying to be diplomatic or whatever. That's just purely the way that it's been bred into me. You only focus on the next fight at hand. And not even that, if you look at the world champions in my weight category, they're all South American and they're all like in their late 30s, etc. So by the time I'm there, they probably would have retired by then. So to me, look at your next fight at hand. That's what I do.
Okay, for the purpose of my question, can I chuck in a couple of names?
You're just a shit stirrer, but go on.
No, I'm just saying, I'm asking your permission. If you say no, I don't want you to, then I won't chuck in a couple.
I'm only focused on my next fight.
So is that a no? You don't want me to chuck a couple of names in?
I'm telling you, I'm only focused on my next fight.
Fucking hell. I'll chuck them in anyway, then, if it's, you know.
Well, because you want to have
I'm
a bit
interested.
clickbait for the title.
Right. No, absolutely.
Girls, don't fall into his trap. I know how he works.
No, she said she's on about the video title. She thinks I would clickbait this title. I'm not going to clickbait this title at all. Do you have, all right, I'll put it this way. Do you have any interest in a fight with Amy Timlin?
When that comes down, when that fight happens, then yeah, of course. When the timing's right. You know, in my opinion, that's a fight that can be built up a little bit. We're both British. I'm evidently living in her head rent-free because I hadn't even heard of her until not long ago, but she's apparently spoken about me an awful lot. So it's a fight that we can definitely build up, and when the time is right and the fight makes sense for our careers, financially and everything else, then yeah, of course.
Okay. Next question. Do you have any interest in fighting Ebony Bridges?
So can we take the exact answer that I just gave you and just change it with the name Ebony Bridges? Because again, it's a fight that I want. Actually, that's a fight that I really want, to be honest.
There we go. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted.
I try so hard to stay professional, and I can't because he's just a shit stirrer. But no, yeah, that's a fight that I'm more interested in because she's been saying my name for an awful long time. I like her style. I like the way she fights. And I do think that our styles make fights, and me and her together, I think that would be fireworks. Like a good, genuine fight for women. So yeah, that's definitely a big fight that I want.
So you know exactly how this works, Shannon. Exactly how this works.
There you go. He's got his headline. He's got his title.
No. Listen, there's far more off-key topics that we could be talking about that we're not going to be talking about. But Chantelle, same to you. But I'm assuming it's Katie Taylor for you.
No, it's not even just Katie. I want to box McCaskill, and I would like a crack at Savannah. So I've got a few of them. Not just about Katie. Everyone just talks about Katie, but I want McCaskill and Savannah.
Okay. We're not talking about that, Savannah.
So I'll chop my leg off her.
I know, I was going to say. Because people will listen to that and think, is she talking about her?
That's what I thought she said. She was about Savannah. I was like,
oh, no, Savannah. I don't know if it's Savannah. Fuck that.
She sounds like Savannah.
No, Savannah.
Just called her out live on Zoom.
No, Savannah. Savannah's punched me before. She's too strong.
That wasn't just me, was it? It sounded like she said Savannah.
No,
I genuinely thought she said Savannah. I thought, oh my god, she just called her out like on here.
I don't want Savannah now.
I'll chop my leg off. Make lightweight.
You know, you'd kill me.
Oh, we've got a definite exclusive here. Fucking hell. Just called out one of her best mates.
I'm used to it. I can speak Chantelle Cameron.
Obviously, just turning our attention to the men. Some news come out regarding Fury and Joshua yesterday. As fight fans, as we all are, excited about the possibility of twice that happening next year because they've agreed the financial aspect of the deal. Still a long way to go, but yeah, I'm assuming you're all excited to see that if that's to happen next year, and hopefully we're kind of nearing that. Shannon?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest British fight ever. One of the biggest fights ever. So I think it's, you know, obviously there's still a lot of hurdles to overcome. Everyone's talking about, oh, you know, where's it going to be or the money. Let's not forget they both got fights in between as well. And one of them being Deontay Wilder. Yeah, obviously he got dismantled by Fury last time, but all it ever takes from that man is one shot. So we can't just completely overlook that. But no, once it happens, that is a huge, huge fight that I'll be buzzing for, to be honest.
Can you pick a winner? You don't have to.
If we're going on last performances, even though they both switched up the performances, I think you can't help but say Fury. But ask me again after the next Deontay Wilder Fury fight and after the next AJ Pulev fight, because we've only ever seen AJ box that style once against Andy Ruiz in a rematch, so I kind of want to see what else he does now that he's got a new team involved and everything else. Same as Fury. I want to see how they both perform in the next fights. But at the moment, I think you kind of have to say Fury's edging it.
But I think that's a better call, what you just said. Let's see how they perform against Pulev and Wilder, because they're not straightforward fights at heavyweight.
Of course they're not. And you want to see if AJ's going to take the last tactic he had against Andy Ruiz Jr. with Pulev. Like, is he gonna go back to his old self? Has he got confidence again now, where he looked a bit shaken up even before he got in the ring in New York? And let's see how lockdown has affected everyone, to be honest, like fight-wise. So, you know, we see AJ the other day with a strap around his knee. Is that actually a big injury, or is he just purely taking precautions?
Chantelle, did you pick a winner in that?
It's a heavyweight division, so anything can happen. It's one punch, but I'm gonna say Fury, just because he's boxing IQ. But like Shannon said, they've both got opponents to get through, so it all depends on the next performances.
Yeah, I think that could be a kind of key factor in that as well.
But Anthony Joshua is a big puncher, do you know what I mean? So if he lands clean, then that could be it. He's a big puncher.
Yeah, but do you think that he hits harder than Deontay Wilder?
I think it's different power. Like Wilder's more like a thud, whereas Anthony Joshua is a bit more sharper with it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like different sort of power. Like Wilder's like swinging and just like a sledgehammer, whereas Joshua's kind of like just knows where to hit you.
See, people slate me when I say this, but I think AJ, now hear me out, is a stronger fighter than Deontay Wilder because he's physically a lot stronger. When it comes to one punch power, Deontay Wilder, 100%, he hits harder than AJ. But I don't think Fury will be able to push AJ around like a rag doll like he did with Wilder because he's a bigger presence, he's stronger, and he's physically built more. So it'd be interesting to see, especially the first 2 rounds. I think they're going to both be very, very cautious.
Yeah, I was talking to Ben Davis and Dave Caldwell and Jamie Moore about this, and those opening rounds, the first 2 or 3 rounds in that could be the key to who wins the fight. How they approach the fight as well, both of them. So, Savannah, you got a winner in this?
Yeah, I think Fury. I just think his movement would be far too much for Anthony Joshua. Yeah, Joshua can punch, but like I say, you can't punch what's not there. And Tyson does very well at riding shots. I think it'll go to points. I don't think Fury will knock him out, but I think Fury will just play with him, really.
I think there will be a stoppage in that fight. I don't see that fight going 12 rounds.
I think there'll be a stoppage in that fight.
I think points.
I think points, unless Joshua won't stop him. Otherwise, I reckon points.
But no one saw Fury stopping Wilder, did they, really? Who would have backed a lot of money out of the 3 of you that Fury would stop Wilder? We assumed if Fury to win, he'd outpoint and outbox Wilder and win over 12 rounds. But did any of you genuinely think that Fury was going to stop Wilder?
No, I didn't. But the way he done it, looking back, I think it was just obvious. He's just so off balance all the time. And the way Fury did do it, it was the perfect game plan. Just stick it on him, sorry.
Yeah, I didn't think he would ever stop him, but then it was quite evident from the first bell that straight away Tyson Fury had that crunk mentality. You know, the back leg under, the just physical presence of getting you out of there. And as soon as within a minute around 1, I thought this is finishing early and Tyson's gonna knock him out. But if he'd have asked me this before the bell, I'd have laughed at it and said no chance. He was just a completely different fighter, mentally and physically.
Right, just a couple more minutes. I know Shannon's got physio, haven't you?
I do have physio in Harpenden.
She's got physio.
Well, I'm going to FaceTime when I'm
weeks.
outside my physio.
You have physio. That's fine.
I've got physio in Harpenden at 7 o'clock, and it takes about 40 minutes to get there.
Fair enough. Just a little quick fire thing now. You can all answer the same questions. I'll start with Shannon. Who's the most annoying person in your gym?
No one.
Oh, what a bottle job. Who is the most annoying person in your gym? Not in a negative way, just they could just be a little bit annoying.
No one's annoying.
Who's the biggest wind-up?
The biggest wind-up?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you've got to say Mick.
Conlon.
Yeah, Mick is a mass. No, actually, Josh Kelly's a big wind-up. He sits there digging everyone out, actually.
Chantelle? Wind up?
No. Wind up, Nige.
Nige. Yeah, I can
100% Nige.
I can see that. Savannah?
Well, there's only me and Huey.
You've got to pick one of them.
There's only me and Huey. He only says about 4 words an hour. We train with Gary Booth, so I'll throw Gary Booth in there. He's a good laugh.
So hang on a minute. Huey speaks 4 words an hour. You speak 3 words an hour. So
not when I'm with Huey. I can't shut myself up.
Oh, who's the funniest in your gym, Shannon?
Mick.
Mick's getting quite a lot of these.
Actually, no. Do you know what? H is really funny. H is hilarious, but he's not a fighter. But if we're talking the entire gym, I'd say H. Yeah.
Okay. Shan, tell.
I think Carl Frampton. I think he's funny.
Yeah, Frampton. Yeah.
He's funny. He is.
Carl is funny.
Frampton's humour is very underrated, I think, as well. So, out of you and Huey, you can both Peter in this.
Well, I'd say me, but Huey never laughs at my jokes. You know what, Peter? Peter's got quite a dry sense of humour. So, well, who else can I pick? Peter.
Do you like literally just not talk in your gym?
No, we do have a good old laugh, but there's only like me and Huey. It's not like yous have got like, what, 10 fighters in your gym. Yous have got a big stable. There's just me. Me and my Huey.
No, there's only 5 of us now, and I don't shut up. Yet when I'm in the gym, I can't get a word in edgeways. They're all so loud.
Well, we just have the tunes blaring, so there's no real conversation anyway.
We'll get the tunes blaring. All right, last one. Who is the most knowledgeable about boxing in the gym? Shannon.
Adam.
Straight away, Adam. Shan, tell.
I'm thinking that's quite a tough question. So no, Akib, I think he's got a lot of knowledge. Akib is really good. So no, I can't say. No, I don't know. That's hard. Jamie, just say Jamie.
Just say Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie.
Well, this one's obviously Peter.
Peter. Peter.
Peter. Right, girls, thank you very much for your time. Much appreciated. It's been interesting. You two know each other well, but how well do you two know Shannon, or Shannon know you two?
Not that well, to be honest.
Is this the most
I don't think we've ever met, but I remember going to the ABAs one year, and I think it was when you boxed the lass from Newcastle, Hannah
Robinson. Yeah.
That was years ago.
No, yeah, I've never met Savannah or talked to her. So I chat to Chantelle on Instagram and stuff. Spoken to her a bit recently about opponents and stuff, but we've never really crossed, have we?
No, I've never seen you at the ABAs. I've only done 2 ABAs though.
What did I do? I did 2 ABAs as well.
But for different years though, I think. It was different years.
How old are you?
29. So I've done 2010.
29.
2016.
So you're both a bit older than me.
How old are you, like?
26. But if I ever do any interviews, I normally say 25. Just shut myself up there, don't I?
Oh, this is really sweet. I've actually brought you all together, haven't I? I might as well just brought you all together.
How come we were the chosen 3?
What's that?
How come we were the chosen 3?
Why?
Katie was busy, I bet.
Yeah.
No, this is a 3-0. I targeted 3 and I got 3. I didn't ask anyone else. No one else pulled out, or we'll get Shannon in, or we'll get Chantelle in.
Pull someone else in on the slide.
No, absolutely not. What? It's no.
I've got a question.
Theory.
What do you think of AJ and Fury? Honestly.
Oh, he won't give you an answer. He won't give you an honest answer. See?
What? Sorry, I'm just.
When you give Shannon stick for being
Oh, he won't. He won't. Sorry, he won't give you an answer. Listen, Kugan.
Yeah.
Get down off that fence quickly that you keep sitting on, and give an opinion for once.
Oh, what, Mum? You need some shopping, right? 1 minute. I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, Mum.
I'll ring your mum. It's fine. I'll let her know that you're a bit busy. She can wait.
Girls, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. Much appreciated. Hope you all get kind of fight news very soon, and hopefully the next time I see you, I'll be in a situation maybe where I'm actually doing the interview as opposed to sitting on my couch. If that made sense. thank you very much, and have a very good night.
Cheers,
Thank you very much.
Cheers, girls. See you later.
See you later.